welcome back to part three of our class about Colombia. We are going to hear from Danielle to start, and we're going to be talking about Colombia's past and people's concerns about violence and things like that, safety. So, Danielle, if you want to answer the first question.
Well, that's a very political thing that could be. But oof, hard to answer. For me, has changed for bad actually, because nowadays there's a lot of people who are I think that more I don't know, like more able to be manipulated,
Hmm.
maybe
That people
by
are more easily
by
manipulated.
by utopical ideas, by pretty by I don't know, like good sounds and blah blah blah, on empty promise. uh, um, I don't know, we are more crowded, and we don't have so like good engineer projects. So sometimes, for example, nowadays going to a closed cities is farther than try, uh, uh, 30 years ago. uh, how was Colombia like in the past? I was People was more polite as well. Um and I don't mean only to the way to talk, but I'm talking about respect, uh, to for example, some people, like old people. uh, I don't know, I'm sorry, I feel that
No.
Colombia is getting worse. But
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, so this is really good information. Obviously, bad that things are getting worse, but good information here. So instead of change for bad, it'd be more common to say things have gotten worse.
Things
Um,
are getting worse. Okay.
and then people are plural, people were plural. That the way that I try and remember it is like personas son, instead of
Okay.
gente es. Um, and then we typically do plural for promises, empty promises.
Promises.
Yeah. And if you wanted to sound fancy, instead of saying old people, you could say the elderly. But that's just
The
like
elderly.
stylistic. Sounds
The
a little
elderly.
fancier.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Isa, is Colombia safe?
Is Colombia safe today? I could say that the same thing happens as in many countries. It
Hmm.
depends a lot of which what part of Colombia you living in or your visit. So also in Bogota happened the same thing because some neighborhood just say no, it's very safe. Normally the people say the north is very safe, but it's not real because all depends on the if you are working in a midnight alone for a dark street,
Ali?
but dangerous. Yes, yes. It all depends. For me, Colombia nowadays is getting better. In order to speaking about to safe or not safe. Mm.
Okay. What about like riding the Transmilenio, like our super powered bus system here in Bogota? Is that like safe or is that dangerous?
I may say it's not easy because I never use Transmilenio, but yes, just it's real. But I hear many people speaking about in Transmilenio stole my cell phone. Um So it's in different stations of Transmilenio, but the normal people say it's a good way for the traffic, for support the traffic, because the traffic jam in Bogota is complicated. It's not easy to choose between particular or private car and between Transmilenio. Many people choose private car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we have traffic jam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Dancon.
Yeah.
Colombia. That was the first Colombian word I learned when I arrived in 2024. Dancon.
Yeah. And you have to be very smart if you want to use Transmilenio. Many people in Colombia is an slang. No es dar papaya. No es papaya.
Okay, so we got the dar papaya. We're gonna go to Adriana. Help us out. No dar papaya.
We use that too.
Oh, do you? I thought that was just a Colombian thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Adriana.
Yes.
What does it mean? Yeah, what is no dar papaya? What does this mean?
You should be careful all the time. If you can feel safe, you go to places that you can feel safe. For example, malls. I think they are safe places, or some little countries inside Colombia are safe too, or some regions. But always you need to see where are your money and your cell phone, and if you are not if you put your things and you don't see it, probably they disappear.
They disappear. There we go. Yeah. They disappear. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, so no dar papaya, literally, right, don't give papaya. But yeah, what it actually means is that you should be careful.
All the time.
All the time, yeah, constantly.
24/7.
Okay, we'll go with the plan. I was gonna throw another question in there, but we'll get to that. Diana, the stereotypes about Colombia. So if you turn on, Netflix and you go to Narcos or the other 5 TV series about the life of Pablo Escobar, you come away with the idea that Colombia is just shootings and drugs and violence. What's the reality? Is there armed conflict in Colombia? Are there drugs? What should we say when people ask us about this?
Well, it depends where you go. But for example, Bogota is a safe place for you to be in. You don't see shooting, you don't see much drugs, but that's something I don't live. Pretty much the people I hang out is very calm. It's not like these TV series or Netflix programs. But if you go to some areas, maybe jungle or some parts of Cali that you don't know, it could be like this. But I'm not really sure. I guess they're still moving drugs, but not as much as before. I think still happening, but it's not as dangerous. Colombia is much safer than before, I guess. But it depends where you go.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Nata, what would you add to that? Nata.
Yes, excuse me.
What would you add? What would you say? Like Diana's saying that Bogota is safe. She doesn't see very many drugs. What's your perspective?
I think it depends of the place. There are places that are safer and places that are not too safer. So I think that, for example, when there are many, I don't remember the word, like conjuntos from apartments.
Neighborhoods.
Oh, like
Or
apartment building or
neighborhoods?
complex.
Okay, for example, when there are many complex, we think it's safer, but sometimes happen some things not too safe.
Mm.
And the same
Mhm.
with other places that there are many people that are, for example, the streets are not too. How do you say ladrones? There are many
Oh, thieves?
of that,
Yeah.
for example.
Or criminals.
Okay. Yes, and that's all.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with you. Like if you hang out, like some neighborhoods, like near like Centro Andino or something, like they have like gated communities even. So a gated community. Okay, and we will go to Stephanie. Has the violence with like drugs and armed groups, has that affected your country?
Well, yeah. It's a deep question, Well, when I was younger in the 90s, I remember my parents say that Ecuador was safer than now. Now it's more complicated. We usually heard about drugs and something like that in the north, Colombia,
Mhm.
But now it's normal here to hear about some things like that. So yes, I agree. Huge issue that the president now might have to fix.
Yes.
But it was from a decade before. In 2010, I remember. But I don't want to talk about politics because I don't know.
No, that's okay.
But
Yeah.
I remember my friend from Colombia. Yeah, he raised in Ecuador, and I remember his dad. He estaba huyendo from Colombia.
Oh, fleeing. Yeah, fleeing.
Yeah, but about, I don't remember, FARC. Yeah, so Ecuador was a refuge from his family. So yeah, and now he's living. I heard that his dad died, but he is living now here in the beach of Ecuador, he was engaged with my cousin.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. But he now he talks like Ecuadorian. That sense is more Ecuadorian than Colombian, and it is very curious because my cousin now speaks like a Colombian girl. Yeah, it's great.
That's fun.
So,
Okay. Yeah, and good use of vocabulary. I really liked it's more complicated. That's like a way that like we as native speakers we would express it like oh like that's a complicated issue. And then we have fleeing, refugee, which has like a long E. And then you said really well refuge, which is like a place that people go to escape. Okay. And we have one last word from Yuli from Brazil. What is your image of Colombia?
My image of the people of my country.
Oh no, your image of Colombia, like as an outsider, looking in.
I think nowadays we have the image of the nature,
Mm-hmm.
nature, dance, the culture, the food. As Stephanie said, I think in the 90s we listened a lot of the FARC or that kind of things, but nowadays I think it's nothing negative.
Mm.
Always the positive aspects because we listen sometimes about the violence, but we have to, and so we don't mind so much about this.
Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining today. That is the conclusion of part 3 of 3. Many thanks to my students for talking about difficult subjects. I know this isn't an easy topic, so I appreciate your honesty and your willingness to share your perspective.